What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Friday, noon. Never do noon shows, never do midday shows. A lot of people work, a lot of people got jobs. So hope I'm not bothering you too much at your work. Hope you can get away for a little bit, ask some Q&A here, which is what we are doing today. I love to do Q&As, man. It's some of my favorite content, gets you guys involved. It is a listener-led show. It does make me very nervous. I say it all the time on these shows. It makes me very nervous because it's a you guys driven piece of content. If y'all don't ask questions, we don't have a show. So feel free, load them up. I know we already got a couple of them already up in there. We got a Discord question for some people who know we're doing Q&A right now over there in the Discord, but can't quite join us because they're busy, whether they got class, whether they got, work in and of itself. I like to do these, if I'm going to do them midday, I like to do them right at noon. So, maybe you're on your lunch break. And if you are, what a great way to spend it here with some of your family and friends, right? There's a Bulldog family over here. I'm not necessarily, I'm kind of an adopted stepchild when it comes to you guys in the Georgia fandom space. You guys have definitely accepted me into this space. So I'm very grateful of that. But we already got them loaded up. So let's get right after them. Justin Nichols asks, which D-line gets the most sacks? This is a very, very good question. I'm going to lean on Georgia having that opportunity to have those, specifically for a couple of reasons. I like the matchup that Georgia has interior-wise. I think their D tackles and their nose tackles are really going to have an opportunity to get after the quarterback tomorrow. So I like that matchup specifically, but I really, for once, like the matchup that Nolan Smith has. And we've written about this on Dogs Daily. We've talked about it over on Patreon. We've given film breakdowns of it over on Patreon as well. Nolan Smith is a guy that really, really, really struggles with elite length at the tackle position. Well, I'm talking guys like Alex Leatherwood, right? 6'5", 315 pounds, 34-inch arms, these big, long, stretched out individuals. That's not what he's going to be playing tomorrow. Clemson's starting left tackle, 6'2". 6'2". He is by far the shortest tackle that Nolan Smith will play all year. So I like that matchup for him specifically. And then Adam Anderson, their new starting right tackle. I don't believe he's made a career start before. I watched him on tape last year against, I believe it was Notre Dame. He got some run there in the second half late in that football game. He is a technician. The right tackle is a very good football player. Not a great athlete, though. And if you're going to stop a speed rush from Adam Anderson, by God, you best be a good athlete. So I like the matchup from both of those guys. I'm definitely going to go with that one. Buddy says to smash that like button. That is a great suggestion there from Buddy. Appreciate you right there, my guy. All right, Robert Crosby says, which Georgia running back has the most success tomorrow? It depends on what you classify as success. Is this running success? Is this catching success? Everyone's got the hot take that James Cook's the secret weapon. They've had that hot take for 3 years. But for once, I'm going to tell you that I do believe this matchup favors him very, very well. Because what we talked about last night on the film study, if you get him matched up in space against these Clemson linebackers, I think he's going to have great success. But the problem is you can't just run him out into the slot, which a lot of people think that they should do. He's not a slot receiver. He's a running back that can receive. So what you should do is, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 7, whatever it is, find ways to get him matched up on Braylon Spector, on James Skowski in space, right? And the only way to do that, and if you line him up in the slot, again, linebackers aren't going to be covering him. DBs are going to be covering him, and I favor the DB in that matchup because, again, this isn't a guy that was born to run routes. He's born to run the football, okay? But he just happened to develop a skill set of being able to catch the ball out of the backfield. That doesn't mean that's what you need to be doing with him, right? But in this specific matchup, I like him to have the most quote-unquote success. If there's one player in that backfield today tomorrow that's absolutely going to get loose on an explosive, I think it's number 4. I think he's got a great opportunity to do it. As far as rushing success, I'm always going to lean on Kendall Milton there. That guy is the move. All right, let's hit this Discord message. Of course, Discord guys, I think we have over like north of 500, 600 people in our Discord that is directly tied to our Patreon. So that's active all day long, all night long too. I think we were in the lounge hanging out last night talking to some folks until 12:30, 1 o'clock. So big time family environment over there. We've got self-care. We got where we talk about whatever's going on in our daily lives. We got a regular chat that we hang out in. I'm looking at it right now. We got a Clemson versus UGA game day chat. We've got a bunch of different stuff that goes on in that Discord, including, for the first time, a live Q&A here. I'm not going to be able to show it to you on the board, so we'll get rid of Robert's question. Hobo Delta, that is his name, asks, what would be the one event in Georgia history you'd love to drop as a nug? So what he's talking about is nugs. That's our pieces of information we give out on Patreon. If you want to subscribe to that, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. The link is in the bio. Honestly, I would love to get like an inside scoop on a story like Jalen Johnson. I would have loved to known that after the spring game, he got a full ride scholarship. That stuff makes my heart warm. I was a former walk-on, to be honest with you. I walked on to football in college, and by the time my freshman spring rolled around, I was already put on scholarship because I was able to travel and make the bus as a true freshman. But those kind of stories are near and dear to me, and I would love to have that piece of information and be able to give that out. But I probably wouldn't nug it. I'd probably go straight public with that because that's good news that the world needs to hear. So Hobo Delta asked that question over in the Discord. Appreciate you for doing it. As you guys can tell, I'm still a little hoarse, still working through it, but hey, we got to grind. It's time to go. Chuck Wheat asked one of the best questions of the day. Boxers, briefs, or commando? What are we talking about here? Okay. First of all, throw boxers out. It's 2021. If you're wearing boxers, I'm sorry. So I'm a briefs guy, but I got to be honest. I do appreciate a good commando sesh every once in a while. Okay. Especially dead middle of summer, but you got to be wearing dark shorts. Can't be getting that swamp butt out here with you get it. Ryan Mell asks, he means Balin Spector. No, it's his brother Robbie Spector that's got COVID complications, but he had COVID like 8 months ago, but he still can't breathe right. Yeah, that COVID's real, guys. Should we be worried about Salyer and Schaefer? Worried in the sense that anyone's going to be worried going into this football game. Okay. Miles Murphy, Brian Brissy, they're the real deal. Okay. We showed you that last night on the film study that we did. They are 100% bona fide. No doubt about it. So, yeah, they're great football players, but so is Jamari Salyer and so is Justin Schaefer. The thing is, like, when do you get beat? I think that's the most important thing for me. Are you getting beat 3rd and 7 for a sack fumble? Are you getting beat on an early rundown, 2nd and 2, and you force a 3rd and 5 after a tackle for loss, right? Those are the things you got to worry about if you're a Georgia fan and pay attention to, honestly. When are you getting beat? QFlow81 asks, does Milton get the most carries tomorrow? I do not believe so. I think mid-season you're going to see that start to change, but until then, probably not. All right, we got 2 questions from old Rab Dog. Is Adam Anderson going to be a 2 or 3 down player? No, I don't believe so. Not anytime soon, to be honest with you. I still don't think Georgia trusts him early on rundowns. It's just the God's honest truth. And until they show that they do, until they show that they're going to roll him out 1st and 10, I'm going to stand by that. That does not take away from how elite of a pass rusher he is. He just might be the best pass rusher in college football. The two can be the same, right? The two can both be true, both statements. Not a run defender, great pass rusher. That's it right now. Again, until he proves or until they give him the opportunity to prove, which he obviously hasn't in practice or else they wouldn't do it in games, until they give him the opportunity to play Jack on 1st and 10 and give Nolan Smith a breather, I'm going to continue to categorize him as a situational pass rusher. Second question, what are the early reports on Ringo's acclimation to the defense and scheme? Is he ready? So we've nugged this on Patreon multiple times. I think he's ready from a physical standpoint. I think he was ready from a physical standpoint coming into college. So the thing about him, 6'2", 205, 10, 300-meter runner, he's as freaky measurable-wise as any athlete on Georgia's roster. 100% ready from that aspect. It's the acclimation to the defensive scheme that's taken a little while. Now I'll leave it at that. Should I let Lorenzo? Great question, Game Spence Nemesis. We will not address it, but probably not. Lorenzo Carter, good-looking guy. Oh man, I need to look through these all the time before I answer them. What JTR? Nobody's going to get that unless you're in the Discord lounge last night. What JT are we getting tomorrow? 400 yards JT or more of a game manager JT? So here's the great thing about JT Daniels. Honestly, I'm still shook up. Here's the great thing about JT Daniels. If they blitz the hell out of him, he's going to check it down. He will. He has no fear of checking the ball down. Discord's popping off now, laughing at me. He has no problem checking it down to his backs if you blitz the hell out of him. Now, there's been several reports, several people talking about how, they think that Clemson is going to blitz them heavily. And they're using these, statistics to say Clemson's a heavy blitz team. I'm here to tell you, I've watched a bunch of film on Clemson. I don't categorize them as a heavy blitz team. Do they send at least one linebacker every snap? Yeah, but that's not blitz, okay? Blitz in the football world, for us people who, studied it and guys that got taught it from football people, not got taught from some analytics company that does numbers, okay? Football people categorize blitzes as 6 defenders coming, okay? If you are blitzing more than you are dropping, that is a blitz. If you are sending 5 and dropping 6, that is not a blitz. It does not become a blitz until you got more than I standard got block, okay? Standard have blocking, okay? So I got 5 offensive linemen. If you bring 6, that's a blitz, okay? I don't think they're a blitz-heavy football team. Do they go blitz-heavy tomorrow? Maybe. I don't know. And if they do, what happens? JT goes for 400. So this question of what JT are you going to get is kind of dependent upon what the defense does, right? South Carolina came out, played base cover shell, like just dropping everybody. So Georgia ran the piss out of the football. And you got a guy that threw for 200 yards, I think it was, a little north of 200 yards in that football game, and they won big. He took his shots when they were there. He took his shots when the defense gave it to him. That's what he is. He's a pre-snap reader and a pre-snap dissector. So it all depends on what they give him in terms of look pre-snap. You're funny, Danny. You're funny. Oh, third question from Rob. 1, 2, 3. Is True Turner the signal caller for Clemson on field? Is it true? Turner, the signal caller for Clemson on field, is out with a hamstring. I would hold back on the signal caller anyways because James Skalski calls that defense. I mean, Turner handles some things in the back end, but I don't know. They're very, very quiet. Like Georgia, the beat reporter in the beat reporter space, myself included, do a really, really good job of letting you know when there are injuries and they report it. I don't follow Clemson's beat close enough to even know whether or not they're doing that kind of stuff. I don't know if they've got people inside that building that will tell them if and when someone's hurt. I think they kind of got to wait on Dabo to report it himself, or else it would already have been reported, right? The stuff like great piece of reporting from Chip Towers about Ron Corson. Broke the story, right? Great piece of reporting from Chip Towers about Ron Corson having COVID. Really, really hard to get inside that building that close, right? I'm telling you, hats off to him. Really, really hard to get inside that building that close. I don't know if that happens at Clemson. And if it does, if it wouldn't be a rumor, right? If they had guys that were really that plugged in up there, or maybe they are that plugged in and they're told not to do something, if that makes sense. Will we run a lot of 12 personnel? I'll be honest, I don't know. And I know that's not what you came here to hear, right? You didn't come here to hear me say, I don't know about something. But here's the deal. You got no depth left at tight end anymore. You still got 2 good ones. You still got 2 good ones good enough to run 12 personnel. But if one of them goes down, you ain't running no 12 personnel the rest of the daggum day, okay? Rylan Godey, good football player. Brett Seether, good football player. Not ready for this one, okay? So if Fitz or Bowers goes down, you're out of 12 personnel the rest of the day. I don't know. I think you need to run it. Honestly, we've been talking about that on the film breakdowns a lot. Talked about that on the article I just released on Dogs Daily about how to attack them a lot. I mean, they are very susceptible to getting beat through the air in 12 personnel because they want to play base defense. They want to run an additional outside linebacker on the field and make them try to cover a tight end. So, yeah, if y'all want to do that, go for it. Is the media setting Clemson up for a massive fall with all their hype and win predictions? I mean, Chuck, I'll be honest. I saw a lot of guys predicting Georgia to win too. So you Georgia fans, y'all got a what is it called? Y'all got this complex that everybody hates you in the media. I don't think that's quite true, but I think every fan base has that. Every fan base thinks that the national media hates them. So I don't know. I saw as many, national media type guys picking Georgia as they did Clemson. Now, the Yahoo on the UAB game, he don't like Georgia. I'm going to tell you that right now. Will Clemson show any design QB runs? 100%. You'll get some quarterback power, quarterback counter, some things like that. Will it work? I don't know. I'm not so keen on DJ Uyunglele being like this elite runner. I'm sorry. I don't. We got this is a Drake question. He asked Drake's new album, which is named, he put CLP, which means Certified Lover Boy. I haven't been able to listen to the entire album, and I promise you right now, I ain't listening to Donda because I'm not a Kanye guy. Never have been. Don't think I ever will be. So I love Drake. I'm a Drake fanboy. So even if I did listen to Kanye, probably would still go Drake there. Can you explain Palm's coverage again in case we see UGA run it? I don't know how much you're going to see UGA run it because I don't see Clemson doing a lot of bunch coverage. So without the board, man, I don't feel like addressing this question. No offense, buddy. But it's really, really hard to do this without picturing, like putting it on the board and actually allowing you to see it. Okay. You still sound raspy. How are you doing? I'm good. It's just, it's coming back. It's coming back slowly. It's probably not helping that I did an hour-long show and was up in the lounge way too late last night. Let's get a sip of water since you're already hating on my voice. I don't think it sounds that bad. I mean, I think I just sound deeper than normal. So if it's bothersome, I'm sorry. Hey, Brooks, who leads the game in receiving, Burton or someone else? So you're going Burton or the field? I'd take the field. I would take the field. I don't know who's going to be. I'd take the field. Who has the most targets? So these are targets, not receptions. I'd say Burton gets the most targets. Does any UGA player have more than 2.5 sacks tomorrow? That's a lot. 2.5, like that's the line. If you left it at 2, I'd be like, yeah, maybe someone tips in a half sack, but I don't know. I'm going to go under on that, though. It's a group pass rushing effort, not a singular pass rusher effort. Like Chase Young was up at Ohio State. They were letting that guy get free. They were designing everything for him to get sacks because he was that good. I don't know if Georgia's got one of those guys. Marcus Cameron, appreciate you. This is a Clemson fan here. He's in. I'm in his feed basically because we've been doing a bunch of Clemson film breakdown. And I've had a lot of these Clemson fans come through and show support for the work that we do. I'm very appreciative of you guys, honestly. Y'all are very, very nice. I can't take a phone call on air or else I would. I'm going to have to call them back. But no, I'm very, very appreciative of all you Clemson guys and all you Clemson gals that have been hanging out and chilling with us. Clemson's rivals board seems to think our secondary has zero chance of covering Clemson wide receivers. Good for them. Does UGA run to set up the pass or pass to set up the run? I think this entire season, you're going to see Georgia be 50-50. I think they're going to be a dead even football team. I think they're going to pass it just as much as they throw it. I think they're going to run it or pass it just as much as they throw it. I think they're going to pass it just as much as they run it. I think they're going to run it just as much as they pass it, to be 100% honest with you. Who has the in-game coaching edge? History would tell you that it's probably the guy that's won the national title. No offense. But preparing their football team and getting their football team ready to be physical and fight in this football game and be ready for a fist fight. I don't trust anybody with my football team better than Kirby Smart in that aspect, to be 100% honest with you. Does facing Walker and Carter in practice comparable to facing Brzee and Murphy? They're totally different football players, but yes, it prepares you in the sense that the guy across from you is an elite football player. So there you go. But they're 100% different, all of them. I mean, Brzee and so Trayvon Walker, I guess, is who you're comparing to Murphy. Murphy's better, and I would take Carter over Brzee, even though I like Brzee a lot. But Carter's a tad bit shorter, a little bit more stocky, not as 5-positional versatile, whereas Brzee's a lot longer, plays a little bit higher, doesn't have as much raw brute strength. So they're completely different athletes and different players. But again, it prepares you in the sense that you're practicing against a really, really good football player. Thoughts on our centers guards dealing with Clemson's number 11. So another Brzee question here. I'll be honest. I have worries about anybody going against Brian Brzee. I think very, very highly of Paris Johnson, the left guard up there at Ohio State that played him in that football game. He rag-tossed that dude. I mean, rag tossed him multiple times. And that's a damn good football player. Paris Johnson's like 6'6", 315 pounds, and can flat out play. So, yeah, I'm concerned on certain plays, but maybe you double him a little bit. Maybe you get some help if you got to, things like that. There's ways to rectify that. It just leaves you vulnerable in other assets. Will you see Nyland Green? I do not believe so. Yes, we do have Clemson fans in here. Is UGA deeper 1 through 85, and does that matter? Yeah, I do think they are deeper 1 through 85. Maybe not deeper in the sense that they all got 85 guys, right? But are they deeper in the sense that they got a better talent pool deep down the roster? Yes, I do believe that, especially up front. Up front, I mean, Georgia's got 7 or 8 guys that you could roll out on the offensive line, and I'd feel relatively comfortable. And they got 10 or 12 guys that they could roll out in that front 7 where I'm like, yeah, no, they're still an SEC defense. They're still one of the nation's best. I don't study Clemson's roster enough to know that. So I don't know, but there's not very many deeper football teams in this country than Georgia. Will Clemson stack the box to make UGA pass? That's something that everyone keeps saying. I don't know where it's coming from. Clemson has never historically put 7 in the box. Matter of fact, they're the complete opposite. Against Ohio State, they played 5-man boxes a lot. So I don't know where this narrative comes from. I don't. I'll put it this way. It doesn't show up on tape. They have never done it on tape. So I don't know why they would just suddenly come out and try something completely new. It doesn't make sense to me. It baffles me, honestly. Do you think Chant makes a noticeable difference on field tomorrow and the coming weeks? You won't know, even if he did. You won't. You'll have no clue. But maybe we find out a little bit something. Okay, I'm sure he's going to make a difference. You got a former head coach and a really good defensive coordinator on your sideline with everybody else. So there you go. Levi Dockery from Twitter asks, sorry, I keep forgetting to read your names. Do you think the hype around Ladd continues Saturday or fades away with the offseason? I think Ladd McConkey is going to get a shot to play, honestly. I think the second or third punt, you might see Ladd out there returning that punt. I don't think it would be necessarily a good decision to allow a kid's first ever collegiate play to be him returning a punt in a game like this. Not good. But maybe they sneak him in on offense, get him a little loose, and then let him get back there and return some punts. Because I think that's where he's a weapon. I mean, if you watch this, I know it's high school, but if you go watch that high school tape, wow, dude's different. Is Turner out for Clemson again? Nobody knows. It's all speculation at this point. You never gave us a score prediction. David, look at you. Look at you exposing yourself for not reading Dog's daily content. First thing we put out this morning was a score prediction from the entire staff. And I'm not even going to tell you what it was. I'm going to tell you that Georgia won in my score prediction. I'm not going to tell you what it was. You're going to have to go read it. dogsdaily.com. Check it out. Shame, shame, shame is your name. Will Branii be at star the whole game? So you guys are going to do the thing when you see Adam Anderson playing in space. You're going to be like, oh, my God, Adam Anderson's playing star. No, he's not. He's playing Sam. When the Sam's on the field, he's technically the star because the star leaves the field. So I think you're going to see that. I don't think Branii is going to play star the whole game minus getting hurt, but he's not going to play the whole game. See what I'm saying? He's going to be on the field at the star position. He's going to get pulled off. And Adam Anderson's going to be there, just like they did this spring. That's the great thing. It sucks that you lost Tyke Smith for this football game, but the great thing about what Georgia did all spring was they prepared for this. They 100% prepared to go into a season with only Latavius Branii like being the only guy in that star room. Javon Ballard's a good football player, but he's a true freshman. Okay, so yeah, I think he's going to be the star the whole game. And then the Sam is going to come onto the field. And again, Twitter's going to do the thing. Oh, my God, look at Adam Anderson playing star. No, he's playing Sam. Just playing in space. Just like Clemson does with their Sam. Okay? So stay woke. Keely ran like Alvin Kamara in high school. He did. He was a great back in high school. Who's first off the bench for Nolan? I think you're going to see Trayvon Walker slide over there. You're going to see Trayvon Walker play not a good text message to get. It's not Georgia related. It's personal life related. Damn. What are we talking about? Who's first off the bench for Nolan? I think you're going to see Trayvon Walker slide into the jack position when Nolan's off the field. So get ready for that. Is Lavoisier Carroll still at DB? Yes, he is. Is Tyler Davis out? I don't know. They're talking COVID on that one. Mum's the word. They're not telling anybody. P. Rich asks, Yo, Brooks, what's your thoughts on us staying away from Andrew Booth's side of the field, or do you think we'll go right at him? I don't think JT Daniels is scared of anybody, be honest with you. So there you go. Jacob Holland asks, Brooks, how do you think we should feel about Aaron Murray's comments on our offense? How credible is his statement? You're basically asking me to attack another media member right here, but I'm going to tell you that pass on that comment. Georgia native says, Clemson struggles against elite teams that play physical with them. Prime example, OSU, LSU, and Boston College mixed in with an elite physical team. Okay. Could this get away from Clemson if UGA plays physical with them tomorrow? I don't think this game gets away from anybody. I think this is a tight football game all the way down to the wire. It's one late. So, no. I don't think it gets blown out. I don't think anybody's getting blown out in this football game. All right, I will tell you this. We only got 5 or 6 minutes left in this Q&A session. So if you want to make sure your question gets hit, time to hit that super sub. We got about 25 more questions to get through, and I promise you, I'm not getting through all of them. So if you want to make sure that I hit your comments, feel free to hit that super sub. All righty. On to that next one. Where were we even at? Holy smokes. We got a lot. Yeah, I'm not getting all these. I'm sorry, guys. Jacob Holland asks, how do you think a young Van Praan will fare against that interior defensive line? I've heard great things about Cedric Van Praan's practices leading up to this football game. Again, I think that anybody is going to have moments in this football game where they get beat. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the best center in the country. Warren Erickson. It's not Warren Erickson, first of all. But even Warren Erickson would have gotten beat in this football game multiple times. It's the way it's going to happen, okay? Just like on the other side of the ball, Matt Bockhorst at center is going to get beat. Probably a lot, okay? It's about when you get beat. How timely are you getting your butt whooped? That's the real question. Thomas Kidney says, watching how OSU attacked Clemson last year by running angles, how do you think our O-line compares to OSU's O-line from last year? They're not as big, but they're definitely as athletic. That Ohio State offensive line is massive. Andrew Messer, appreciate the super sub right here. We're going to jump to your question. Georgia fans are severely underrating DJ. What's your honest opinion on him stacked up against Daniels? Player for player, talent for talent. I've always said this. I'm taking DJ Uiagalelei. That guy's 6'5", 250 pounds, and he's got a rocket tattooed to his arm or shoulder. Like, man to man, they're not even close. So I don't know what Georgia fans you're paying attention to, but anybody that's been watching our content, reading our content, hell, I wrote an article about him the other day, and in weaknesses, I broke him down as a prospect. It's called Who is DJ Uiagalelei? You can Google it and find it right now. Please do, actually. Buddy has no weaknesses. Physically, has none. You just got to try to confuse him. That's your only hope that he's going to do something he's not supposed to. It's your only hope. Well, the bad thing about that is he's a great processor too. Really great processor. Played 2 pretty good defenses last year. Didn't turn the ball over. I don't know what this narrative is that he's not good. He's damn good. Now, here's the difference. In big, highly touted football games like this, very, very highly anticipated football games like this, I always want to lean towards the guy that has the experience. That guy is JT Daniels at this point. 16 career starts versus 2, right? 16 career starts. He's seen just about everything you can throw at him in terms of, defensive minds and defensive schemes. He's seen a lot of it. So man to man, I'm taking DJ. In this particular football game, which of these 2 guys do I want to lead my football team? Probably JT Daniels. But it is, razor thin close in that aspect. Let's see here. Let's find some. Sorry, I had to scroll back up and I can't remember where I went. I scrolled all the way back down just to get here. Is Jermaine Burton playing 100%? What's the word on Big Sherman? I think you're talking about McCall Sherman. I think he's fine. I think he's just had a hand injury. That guy's been banged up his entire time he's been here. Banged up the whole entire time. Canes or Zaxbys? Jeremiah, you paid to ask this question, so we got to hit it. Canes or Zaxbys? Canes has no seasoning, in my opinion. I'm going to be honest. We used to have Canes post-game. Canes sauce, elite. Zaxby's chicken, elite. So if I could do a hybrid. Now, my only problem with Zaxby's is, bro, they did something to that Zax sauce. I think they cut some corners, cut some costs, and it's affected the quality. To be honest with you, it's 100% affected the quality. So I'm going a hybrid. But if I'm only judging them off the chicken, give me that Zaxby's chicken. But even that, they've kind of cut out lately. It's thinner tenders. It's not as good breading. You know, I'm not here for these chains cutting corners. You know who is, since we're talking food, you know who's a food company, and I guess you can call them fast food. I don't call it fast food unless it's got a drive-through. So this one doesn't really count, but you get in and out really, really quickly. Bro, Subway has stepped their game up. Stay woke. Subway has stepped their game up. They saw pub subs coming from them, and they're like, you know what? We got to change some things around here. We 100% got to change some things around here, and they did. So I'm here for that. See here. UGA O-line versus Clemson O-line. Who you got? That's not really how matchups work. Okay, so it would be Georgia's O-line versus Clemson's D-line. Clemson's O-line versus Georgia's D-line. Basically, which one gets dominated more because the opposition is going to win that battle. I'm going to take Clemson's O-line losing more often than Georgia's, personally. But the difference is, if two Clemson offensive linemen get whooped on one play, DJ Uiagalelei might be able to still make a play after that. He might just make the first guy miss, avoid the hit, and then throw a daggum 45-yard laser with a 300-pounder hanging on his back like a koala bear. Whereas with Daniels, as much as I like him, he might be able to make that first defender miss, maybe the second one like he did against Mississippi State, and then throw a seed down the field. But there's no wow. There's not going to be any wow plays from JT Daniels. Whereas several times tomorrow night, you'll be sitting down and your jaw will drop. DJ will do something that just you probably have never seen before if you haven't watched elite high-level athletes play the position. All right. I think that's going to be it. Before y'all leave, please feel free to like the sorry, I already hit that one. To like the video over there on YouTube, retweet it, whatever you're at, show some support somehow. And if you like what we do, if you like what I do, if you like the film studies, if you like all that good stuff, if you like inside intel on your favorite program, check out patreon.com/Brooks Austin. I sell it every single time I'm on one of these cameras, and y'all think I'm just money grabbing. Partially, but it's very, very good content. Okay. It's 100% very, very good content. And a lot of this stuff that we're doing for free right now is not going to happen. Oh, did I miss a super sub? I think I missed a super sub right here. This one. There we go. Let's hit this one. My bad, Marcus. Y'all don't shoot me. Y'all don't shoot me. Last question of the day. Marcus Cameron, thank you for the super sub. Do you think DK will follow Ross all over the field? Ross is playing in the slot. No, they don't. Georgia does not follow. They don't follow at all. So that's not happening. Don't think it's going to happen. Sorry, Rob Dog. God, man, the StreamYard's got to streamline this, if I'm being honest. My bad, Rob. And I got people in the Discord hollering at me too. I got it. We're okay. I almost missed it, but I got it. Rob Dog says, who wins in a UFC style fight, Dabo or Kirby? You know, Kirby's got some weight on him. I don't know if you noticed. Kirby's also a little bit younger, still a little hungrier, right? Hadn't got that chip yet. Dabo, kind of fat and happy. Not fat in the literal sense, but fat and happy in the metaphorical sense. So, but I will say this. Kirby from Bainbridge, Dabo from Alabama, and Dabo grew up like dirt poor, like bad. So that boy hungry too. He probably got in a handful of fights in his day. That's a tough one, honestly. But when you got a significant weight advantage, I'm going to go with Kirby on that one, even though Dabo strikes me as an absolute crazy person. Oh, we got Rudes weighing in over in Discord. Rudes is our resident badass over in the family. He's basically a certified weapon. Like he has to register his hands to carry them, basically. Rudes chimes in over here on the Discord, says Kirby's experience and size, hard hitting versus Dabo's reach and youth. Is Dabo younger? I don't know. Maybe he is. But reach is an important thing here, Rudes lays down. He has a very good point here. Reach, very, very important. But we're talking about a UFC-style fight. Again, that round mound that Kirby's got going for him, I like that in a takedown, ground and pound type of scenario, if you know what I mean. So I'm going with that. Rude's American top team, 100%. 100%. My dude has paws on him, and he's extremely handsome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it. Did I miss any more super subs? Y'all yell at me if I did. I don't think I did, but we are good to go. Appreciate y'all for being here. Again, like the video, subscribe to patreon.com/Brooks Austin. We will be doing a game day watch party live stream tomorrow. It will be the best piece of content you could possibly have during a football game. I promise you. Have the game up, have the audio turned down, have me over in the corner. Promise you right there. I'll be calling plays out. I'll be doing all that good stuff. So we're good to go. Okay. We are 100% good to go for tomorrow's game day watch party live stream. And I honestly could not be more jacked and juiced about that one. Not jaked and juiced, jacked and juiced. We'll see you later.